So get this, what if an ancient spiritual text isn't just about rituals and sacrifices? What if it's actually a hidden blueprint, a metaphorical guide for creating a star? I know, it sounds wild, but what if the instructions for a sacred ceremony were also a step-by-step guide to building a star? Okay, we've got to dive into this.
Yeah, that's the big question we're tackling. Could a sacred ritual, from thousands of years ago, actually be a hidden guide to building a star? We're going to look at this really fascinating interpretation of a Vedic text, one that reimagines a deeply mystical process as a series of events that sounds, well, a lot like modern astrophysics. It's a totally mind-bending link between ancient wisdom and cosmology.
So, the whole framework here, it's all a reinterpretation of something called a yajna, which is a ritual sacrifice. But here's the twist. Instead of a fire altar here on Earth, our setting is the vastness of space. And the sacrifice? It's not some physical offering. It's formless energy itself, giving birth to a structured, tangible star. Pretty epic, right? All right, so let's start at the beginning. The foundational concept here is something called the Hiranyagarbha. It translates to the golden womb. And in this cosmic interpretation, it's not just some myth. It's seen as a very real thing, a huge cosmic cloud, a nebula. Think of it as our stage, all the raw, unformed material just waiting for the cosmic show to start. So, how does this whole thing work? How does this ritual unfold? Well, the text lays it out as a journey through the cardinal directions. But get this, each direction, east, south, west, and north, isn't a literal place. It's a different phase, a distinct stage in the creation of a star. And it all leads to the center.
And our journey kicks off, pretty fittingly, in the east. The direction of new beginnings, sunrises, all that good stuff. This is the exact moment where that big, dormant cosmic cloud gets its first spark of life.
Okay, so in the East, the process begins with what's called prana, or vital forces. In this cosmic view, prana is the activating energy that starts to pour into the nebula. This energy creates tejas, which means brilliance, luminosity, basically a powerful electrical force that wakes up the cloud. It's like someone just flipped the on switch for the first time.
All right, so we've got that initial spark in the east, but things don't slow down from here. Oh no. The process actually intensifies as we shift our focus to the south.
The south. This is where things get really intense. It becomes this region of incredible heat and turbulence. The text talks about Anna, which means food. And what's the food? It's interpreted as all the subtle waves and particles just floating around in space. The cloud itself then becomes the Annada, the eater of food. It starts just absorbing all this raw material, transforming it, and forging new elements deep inside its fiery gut. It's literally eating to grow.
So, the cloud has been switched on and it's been fed. Now it moves into a brand new phase in the west. And this is where things start to get, well, real, tangible.
And this is where the metaphorical leap is just brilliant. The text brings in the term pashu, which literally means cattle. But in this cosmic interpretation, pashu stands for the very first observable physical particles. A cool substance called Soma helps these particles clump together, turning all that abstract energy into the first tiny bits of actual physical matter.
Okay, so we've got matter forming in the west. Now we head to our final cardinal direction, the north. And you can think of the north as the staging ground, the place where everything gets ready for the main event, creating the star's fiery heart.
So here's the key part, that cool, matter-forming substance, Soma. It travels from the west up to the north. And in the north, it gets absolutely supercharged with electricity. It lights up, it gets powerful, and then it starts its journey inward. Gravity takes over, pulling it right toward the center of the whole nebula.
And this massive inward collapse, well, this is the climax of our entire cosmic ritual. This is the moment the star's core is born. And the text has a beautiful name for it, Svargaloka, the heaven world.
So what's this heaven really like? Is it fluffy clouds? Nope. The text describes a core with extreme heat and electricity. But, and this is wild, it's in what's called a nishkampa state. That means it's perfectly stable, not vibrating at all. It's not a gas, it's not a solid, it's a super dense liquefied form like a plasma. And this core acts as the gravitational anchor that holds the entire brand new star together.
Okay, so you might be wondering, what's the engine driving all this? The activation, the consumption, the formation, what makes it all go? Well, according to the text, it all boils down to a fundamental duality, a cosmic dance between two forces, Agni and Soma. Let's break that down. Agni is the hot element. It's linked to prana, that outgoing energy. So think expansion, emission, energy going out. Soma is its exact opposite. It's the cool element, linked to apana, or incoming energy. So think contraction, absorption, energy coming in. And the interpretation goes even further, mapping them directly onto something we all know, positive and negative electrical charges.
And this quote from the commentary, it just nails the mechanism. It says that positively charged particles, the Agni, send out these subtle rays of prana. And those rays enter the negatively charged particles, the Soma. And what happens? It causes them to attract each other. This is the fundamental force pulling everything together, allowing a star to form out of nothing but a diffuse cloud. It's such a beautiful, poetic way to describe a basic principle of physics, isn't it?
So why? Why go for this whole elaborate process? What's the point of this cosmic yajna? Well, it's not just about making a star. It's about something much deeper, a really profound philosophical transformation.
So let's just do a quick recap of the journey, right? It all starts with activation in the east. Then we have absorption in the south. Next comes formation in the west, where things get real. After that, energizing in the north. And it all culminates in stabilization at the very center. It's this perfect logical flow from just formless potential to a real, structured, stable star.
And that brings us to the big takeaway, the ultimate goal. The whole point of this entire cosmic process is to transform a DT. That's the primordial, unmanifest, basically unknowable stuff that makes up the universe. And the goal is to turn it into something we can see, something structured, something knowable. In a way, the ritual of creation is really a ritual of revelation. It's all about making the invisible visible by creating stars.
I mean, it's just an incredible way to look at an ancient text. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Whether you think it's just a breathtaking coincidence or some kind of profound ancient insight, it really forces you to ask a bigger question. What other ancient wisdom is out there, tucked away in metaphors and rituals, just waiting for us to put on our modern glasses and see it in a whole new light?